we have a 1935 Maytag motor, gasoline, but it has been cut away in all the the important working part areas of the machine, so that they could show how the engine actually worked. To whether it was for schooling, for trainees, for service, or whatever. Only 10 of these were ever made, and once again, this would be a particular item where I have not seen another one or heard of another one outside of this, but I know that there were only 10 of them ever made, and it is really nice. You start here with your kick starter, and that, since I'm not able to kick, but you can actually see how the kicking mechanism worked, and it would drive the shaft and the piston into the spark plug area. Your magneto is here, and from this side it's open, and you can see the magneto, how it worked, and just everything rare about an engine and how they worked, and the Maytag history of how they put them together is you're able to see in this particular engine here that has had all the important components cut open, so you can look virtually inside. I think about the only thing you don't see inside on this one is the gas. Well, yes, you do too. You can actually see inside the gas tank here, and this was your throttle. You could this would be your choke when you were going to start it. You'd have over here on closed, and once it started putting away, you could adjust how fast you wanted to run with this lever here. All the way open, of course, would be your maximum velocity with this particular unit. Very nice exhibit from the old Maytag gasoline engine era. This is the famed fruit jar Maytag motor. Probably the most sought after, well, it is the most sought after engine that Maytag has ever made, just because it is rare with the particular gas engine fuel tank that it uses, and it is just a mason fruit jar that is installed full of gas upside down onto the motor, and would propel you wherever you wanted to go, whether as far as your laundry was concerned anyway. I bet they started a few fires with those in their day.
Oh, that was one of the bad parts, was the fruit jar. It broke real easy when it had gas in it. So the engine was hot, you had a fire.
That's a long frame twin on this particular model down here in the case. Gasoline engine, and on the twin models, of course, they were straight across from one another almost, so that you could run with more power, run heavier items, and once again, you can see this one does have the pulley for the V-belt on it. Maybe hard to see, but and then you could also run a flat belt off of the larger pulley if you wanted. It has the long mount so that it would mount easily underneath the the washing machines, and it would bolt right down onto the washer. It was the same width as the frame on the bottom of the washer, and you have your kick start, so when you got ready to run her, you'd fill her up with gas and give her a kick or two, and away she'd go. And you could do your laundry, and once again, run just about anything that you could hook a belt to. Yeah, here we have a Maytag upright gasoline engine. This particular type of an engine has the D carburetor on it. They use several different carburetors. They went up the alphabet with the carbs. This is a D carb model. These were designed for the washing machines. Primarily were used for other functions, but this is somewhere in the 1915 to 1920 era of the gasoline upright engines that were made. It has two uses. It has a flat bar for a belt pulley or a flat belt that could be run off of this, or you put your pulley on over here if you had something that you wanted to use the V-style pulley with, and you could run just about anything you wanted to a pump to pump water out of a well, a cistern, whatever was the situation back then. Many uses around the farms, and once again military uses for this particular type of an engine. The gas tank is located here on the base of the engine, so that you fill here. Not quite like the fruit jar style. Obviously, you can have a little more safety with your gasoline fill on this. It's a quality engine. Once again, these things lasted forever, and with very little repair of any kind, these things still run today, and collectors love them. They run them. You go to many of the collector club meets and things like that, and they've all got these things out there sputtering away, and they'll run forever.
Brought to you by Aumann Auctions, world's leader in antique tractor auctions.
This particular drawing is of the Model 80 washer that I just showed you, that has the holes in the sides. But this was the actual blueprint of the drawing, and this is done on linen, not on paper, but actually on linen. And these are from the actual days when this was being made. There is a date on all of these. I have several of the linen exhibits, and they show different stages of the products. This one, for instance, was the late type multi-motor engine, the single cylinder, and the gas engine. That from 1933 gives you a diagram, all the part numbers they used, of everything that went into that particular engine. Here is the Model 90 washing machine, and this is from July 15th, 1927, when this drawing was done. And I rescued these and had them all restored and put into frames so that they'd last forever, and there'd be some history on that. All of that stuff has disappeared from Maytag itself. They don't have any of that product left at all. Especially when they were bought out by the Whirlpool company, they saved very little, if anything, of the old heritage Maytag stuff. So what is out with the collectors is what's going to be there forever.
Brought to you by Aumann Auctions, world's leader in antique tractor auctions.